Call the meeting to order. Start with the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This is so nice. Where's that motion? I'm going to have the information for the public hearing.
Yeah, it's in there.
Is it in this?
You had it on your desk.
I know I had it on the.
Do you want me to go grab it off your desk?
It's
Yeah.
probably on the conference table.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone has had an opportunity to review the minutes. Can I get a motion to adopt the minutes as distributed?
I'll move that. I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Okay.
I was absent.
Okay. Okay. Any opposed? Okay. Motion carried. I'll wait for that. I just got to get my sheets for our public hearing. Was one abstention on the adoption of the minutes.
Okay.
Thanks.
That and your-
Yeah. So Jeff abstained.
Okay.
We're going to hold a public hearing on the New York State Uniform Construction Codes local law. May I have a motion to open up the public hearing?
I'll open it. Second it.
Okay. Is there anyone wishing to speak for or against the proposed local law? This Uniform Construction Code is pretty much state law. There's not much we can do about it. We have to pass it, so. Not hearing anybody? May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll move that. I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So we're going to open up a public hearing on the senior citizen and disability exemption local law. May I have a motion to open the public hearing?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Is there anyone wishing to speak for or against the proposed local law? So what that local law is, it would bring, right now, we are a little lower than what Onondaga County is as far as our exemption limits for senior citizens. I think the minimum right now we're at 29,000 and we're proposing to go up to approximately 37,000. Then that would give seniors over 65 that meet that $37,000 income rate, and it's a sliding scale. So all we would be doing is moving our rate more in line with what the county is, and that wouldn't go into effect next year. So what's the effect to the taxpayers? It's a net of about a little over $14,000 that we would have to make up. That's what it's going to cost the town to give that increase in exemption to senior citizens. But if you look at it, I mean, somebody making $29,000 that owns a home, I don't even know how they can pay their town taxes doing that. So, and even at $37,000, that's going to be a very difficult stretch. And that's gross income. That's not net. So I think, from my perspective, I think this is a very good benefit to our seniors. I mean,
And disability.
And disability too. Yeah, seniors and disability. I mean, realistically, it probably should be upwhere around $50,000, but $37,000 is what the county's at, and so this would bring us up to that. So if there's nobody wishing to speak on that, anybody else? May I have a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public hearing is now closed. Citizens' comments. Is there any citizen wishing to speak this evening? Yes, sir.
Gene Dinsmore, 7493 Highland Drive. I was just kind of wondering back here, I know there was a little bit of discussion about the money we gave to the ambulance corps a couple meetings ago. And, I'm thinking, well, they need a new ambulance, so what? And, but I got to thinking about it, I'm watching Van Buren's show on Channel 98, and I don't hear anything about them kicking in on it. I don't know, maybe they did, but they didn't tell anybody. I don't know. Are we the only ones that pay for an ambulance, or is Van Buren in on the deal?
So far, we're the only ones.
Well, I know how much of a problem you're in with dump trucks for the highway department, so the money is not exactly easy to come by right now. So I'm glad that the ambulance corps has got their problem solved. I'm not so glad that Van Buren isn't sharing on it. I was just curious, so maybe I have to ask some more questions on the other side of the river. So, thank you.
Anyone else this evening? Okay.
Fred Birch, Plainville Road. Hope everybody had a happy new year. I'd like to mention some things about the previous meeting. I was kind of late getting here to the work study. We had a snowy night, if you remember that night, and Church Road hadn't been plowed yet, and it was really greasy, so I apologize for being late. But then I saw, our 10-wheeler was on the side of the road. It had flexors on, so I stopped to see if they needed assistance. They had been involved in an accident, so somebody hit them, so nothing I got caught with. But that's the reason why I didn't get here. But I had asked the clerk if she would ask the supervisor for 10 minutes if I could have it at the work study. And when I came up here, I noticed that it was 6:45 and we had 15 minutes, and you told me that I only had 5 minutes, and I had 2 whiteboards that I had spent like the better parts of 2 days working on, and I put a lot of time and passion into it, and so I felt kind of hurried and maybe a little bit disrespected. And then as I looked up, I basically, it appeared to be like stone cold killers. I didn't get any reaction from anybody. And I think what I came up with was a fantastic idea in the way I revealed it. I met the needs that our engineer had discussed about not harming that tree that was there, and then not having an entrance that was too close to our existing entrance into the park. And everybody that I showed it to, which is, 100 people or so, just think it was a phenomenal idea. And the appreciation that I got came when I was leaving the building, and 2 town employees that I have the utmost respect for walked up to me and basically had a brief conversation saying, Fred, I think your idea was a fantastic idea and I'd be 100% behind it. The issue is getting the town board to pay for it. And you guys can do the math. Pete could probably help you out with it. Who was here that night. I'm not talking about the janitor. So I appreciated that. And it's my opinion that if somebody on the board or somebody in the Parks Department or the engineer or maybe even Cindy Clark had come up with that idea and presented it to the board a year ago, it'd be installed at the park. It's interconnectivity in the park, which we didn't have. It's safety by giving 2 entrances, exits. It's not hurting the tree that we wanted to save. It's not too close to the other entrance. And adds dedicated bike park area, bicycle area that nobody else was thinking about. I just think it was a great idea. So I thank you to those two town employees who gave me the pat on the back. I appreciate that. Also, there was, as I walked in on the meeting, I saw heated discussion going for a long time, and it kind of surprised me. I sat back and I watched, and I got a pretty good hearing. And where I was sitting in the back, I could hear nuances from people on the board that had their mics turned off, and maybe an audio device might not have picked up. And I just wanted to say I've been attending these meetings since 2008, some 15 years, the better parts of these meetings. You know, that's more than Bob and maybe Kevin can rank up against them, but I've seen some ugly behavior in this room. I watched a judge lie to me and tell me that he didn't know me from a hole in the ground, and then an audio tape was produced the next night showing a heated discussion with me in politics, and then he disbarred himself the next day. I watched our former clerk coerce our former supervisor into committing a crime. And
Okay, I'm gonna have to hold you right there. This is on town business, not your opinion about other people. So if you got something to talk about on town business, go
So
ahead.
I've seen some disgusting behavior, but the behavior that I witnessed at the work study meeting by Mr. Garassi was some of the most disgusting behavior I've ever seen in my life. And I'm embarrassed for our town. And I'm thankful that it wasn't on TV so that the people didn't see it. But I thought he was very disrespectful and inconsiderate of our neighbor, Mr. Hilfrecht. And I'm wondering if he had, and we could hear the nuances back there of him trying to get you to shut it down. And I thought that was so disrespectful when Mr. Hilfrecht was up here, and the reason that he was up here. And I have to wonder if Mr. Garassi would have treated somebody else with a different issue. Maybe somebody, a woman who had breast cancer or something like that, was out there fighting for that. If he would have treated that person the same way, or if it would have been on camera, if he would have treated Mr. Hilfrecht that way. I don't think that he would. And I'm embarrassed for our town. I'm embarrassed for him. Mr. Garassi, I think you should step down. Go home and look at the mirror tonight and ask yourself if you have the commitment and integrity and passion and respect to do this job, because I didn't witness it at the last meeting. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay. Town board comments. Start with you, tonight, Mr. Rowe.
I hope everybody had a good holiday season. Disappointed that we haven't had a lot of snow, but not disappointed that the driving's been fairly easy, except for a couple Fridays here in our area. I feel for the people out in Buffalo and all the issues they experience. We're very fortunate that we didn't get any of that. Thanks for those in attendance and those watching, and hopefully we do the work and, make people proud of our town this year. Thank you.
Just want to thank everyone for coming out, watching on PAC-B. Even though that we have the warm weather, make sure that, the no parking is still in effect, just in case, we do have a storm, that the plows can get around them. Also, Christmas tree drop off, real Christmas trees, you can drop them off at the highway. So at the highway garage, you can drop off your Christmas tree for free. Other than that, that's all I have.
Clean Christmas tree, right?
Clean Christmas tree.
You're not looking for ornaments, though? Okay.
Or big plastic bag, keep those.
Okay.
Well, I wish everybody a happy new year, and I'm sitting up here being the brunt of slander, and it's really not appropriate to be slandered like in that way. I try to do the best job I can, and I think I've done a good job since 2014, so I'll be sitting up here for every meeting thus far for the future.
Mr. Moore?
Yes, I'd like to wish everyone a happy new year. Thank you for coming. I hope 2023 finds everybody peaceful and prosperous, and I just hope everyone has a great year. I'm looking forward to a great year myself. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching.
Okay. Not everything we do, people are going to like. And not everybody's going to like everything anybody does. What we try to do is do the best that we can for the most amount of people in the town. So sometimes people aren't going to agree with what you do. But if we can get 8% of the population agreeing with what we're doing, I think we're doing a pretty good job. But that would leave about another 4,000 people that disagree with what we're doing. That's democracy. Like I said, nobody up here is trying to do, everybody tries to do what they think is the right thing to do at the time, but we have to make decisions. They're not always easy decisions, but sometimes, that's what we're here to do. So when we make the decisions, they're the best decisions we can make at the time, and sometimes maybe we'll make a mistake, but, we try to avoid that as much as possible, but not everybody's going to be happy all the time. Department head reports. Mr. Rivazigno.
I have nothing.
Mr. Merrill. Mr. Sweetek.
No, just along with Jeff's comment, please keep your trash cans in your driveway as the snow will come. And with that, I'd like to thank the taxpayers, residents, and the town board for the money that we got put forth. We are going to buy another truck. There's some other equipment that we're going to be updating. So I think it's going to shape up to be a good year, and that's about it.
And you have, the barn is all filled with salt, right?
Packed.
You can't even put any more in there,
No more can go in.
so it's good.
Leave it that way.
Okay.
All on 2022 money too, right? Yes. That's even better.
Spellcone.
I just would like to thank Supervisor Wicks for spending hours and hours of time with me working on the organizational agenda. It is not, it's a lot, isn't it? There's
Yeah.
always these little,
I still found one thing I did.
I found another thing too, but we can talk about that.
Well, we'll do it right now.
Okay.
When we get to it.
Okay, so as we find things, if we need to change them, we'll just put
Yeah.
motions on and fix them, but it's pretty involved.
There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But we got it done, so that's all I have.
That's it. We'll move on to regular agenda items. So in our regular agenda, we're going to add a motion O. It's going to be to authorize the supervisor to sign the CHA proposal for municipal consulting services with no rate increase to expire on 12/31/22. That's going to be motion O. We are going to table motion K. Oh, did I say, I read 22. Yeah, it's 23, Mr. Yeager. He wrote 22.
He wrote 22.
Yeah, and that's how I read it too. He goes, it's 22.
Yeah, it's first week. Watch your checks. You're still writing something.
12/31/23. Okay. So motion K is tabled. Motion J, we're going to add and utilize ARPA funds to pay for the fence installation at the end of that sentence. Motion G, we're going to take out Monday through Friday town hall business hours and add working normal highway operational work hours to that motion. And then on page 8, at the top, the salaries for the two town justice clerks. When we went through, we didn't add their rates.
That's the one I was gonna,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, you were going to do that?
That was the one,
So
yeah.
it's 2201 on both of them, and then with, in parentheses, a probationary rate of 2101. So that was it? That was the same
Yeah,
one you said?
yep.
Okay. I don't know, we went right through those. I don't know
Yeah.
how we missed that.
And then I changed per highway superintendents, we had Jamie Kratz as a laborer, and then I changed that to MEO. That was the other change.
Okay.
But I fixed it on the one you have, so.
All right, Jay. It's on mine, Jamie Kratz.
Yeah, I know.
The first one is where, there's a second list where it says later.
Oh, it does?
Later on in the list
Oh, all
of
right.
employees earlier.
Okay, yeah, that's just the
It's
type.
nothing.
All right. Okay,
I did have one question on
Yeah.
the organization.
yeah.
for the comptroller, it has a term of February of 2025.
Okay.
I just wasn't, I was reading town law and I was conferring with the attorney. I don't know if we can go out that far.
What page is that, Kevin?
Well,
On the
it's on
bottom.
page 6 for the organizational. Just say the term expiring in
She'd
February
already done
20.
a year, so 1 year would be to this February, so it'd be another year.
Yeah, well, there's a weird caveat in town law for the comptroller that says a 2-year term after a biennial election.
Oh.
The term would expire on December 31st. I'm just,
That's a Tony question.
I know.
Yeah.
I think it would expire at the end of 2023.
Okay.
So, that's all. I
So at the end of 2023?
We just might have to look into that. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not positive about
There's
it.
nothing, I'm not, I just,
We can
fix it if we have to.
we can put it, we can fix it now. If you think it's 2023, we'll fix it now, and then we'll just run it down.
Yeah, if we can extend it,
Yeah.
that's right.
Should we talk about other items on the organization?
Sure, you can. Sure.
Our favorite subject, road millage, page 10. That's really wrong. So do we want to just, what do we want to say? Basically, you're saying if you sell road millings to someone, they have to have a liability insurance on page 10, general charge fees.
Okay.
Second paragraph, it says they need to have a insurance for liability, then define the town of Lysander in the amount of $1 million. So if I take a truckload of millings, I'm going to have to provide you insurance. Is that what we really want to say?
That was actually in our old operation.
That's if you pick them up. I mean, we're revising that.
Right, so what should we say tonight? Well, do we want to omit this from the organization?
I would have to ask, I think it's just like an indemnity clause.
Yeah, but you didn't really spell out the whole milling thing that you're working on here. Should we eliminate it from this completely?
You're not gonna sell any right now anyway, so I would say yes. Until,
Okay, do you
Take
have
it off,
any
you can do it next meeting, next month.
Can we take it off after the policy is complete?
You can take it off to,
Take it off tonight,
take it off tomorrow.
and then put it back in when we got the policy.
So we're taking off general charges fees.
Well, the second paragraph.
Just the road millings
Right,
part?
Just the second paragraph?
Just the road millings.
Oh, the road millings?
Yeah, well, I think there's
On
verbiage
page
missing
10.
there that would be like, if you pick it up in your vehicle.
Yeah,
I think that's what that,
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I think it went back to when people are under the milling machine, that they have
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
make sure they have
But
insurance.
you guys are working on a much more specific policy.
Yes.
And that's, so
Yeah,
we'll
we
add
can
that.
strike that from it.
So we're gonna delete that paragraph. Did you catch that?
Yeah,
So the way
so
it reads
you'll be
now-
doing a policy or a resolution at some point?
We'll do a resolution, we'll
Okay,
change it.
okay, I got it.
I mean, the way it reads right now, if I bought millings or you bought millings, you gotta have that for them to
Well,
drop them, and that's not
So
what.
for right now, we're not selling any millings? No. Okay, so until we get this ferreted out, we're not selling millings?
Right.
Okay.
We're not planning on digging any roads up right now, are we?
It's nice enough, but
Anybody else? When you're looking through this? Oh, yeah, we'll
we'll do that later.
We'll do that later. Okay. So, may I have a motion to adopt the 2023 organizational agenda as presented?
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passed. May I have a motion to allow the official blanket undertaking to be procured instead of individual undertakings covering the town supervisor, deputy supervisor, town clerk, receiver of taxes, town justices, town superintendent of highways, comptroller, budget officer, town zoning and code enforcement officer, and that such undertaking contain provisions indemnifying against losses for 2023.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to adopt local law number 1 of 2023, updating the New York State Uniform Construction Codes, fire building and energy.
I'll move it.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to adopt local law number 2 of 2023, raising the senior citizen disability exemption income levels for, from a maximum income of $29,900 to $37,400.
Before you do that,
Yep.
is this proposed thing wrong at 50,000?
Yeah. What?
That's from,
Yeah. That's not right. No, it's. I don't.
It'll allow, we could go up
Right,
there.
I could go up to that. but
We're
Up to.
deciding where
But
we're
we-
gonna go
yeah.
every year.
Theirs is. Well, we're.
It used to be
jacking it up.
capped at 29.
29.
You can go up to 50.
Now we're doing it at.
Right.
Yeah. This is consistent with what the
you're
county.
doing it at 37?
37.4. Yes. Okay. Any, okay, I still need a motion.
I'll move it.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, for the camera, what this does is actually give seniors or people with disabilities, it raises their exemption about $8,000 to help them pay their property taxes. And so, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the local waterfront revitalization program contract number C1001652 with the New York State Department of State.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
I just had a question.
Yep.
With our engineer, could you walk me through this process? I know this is like a first, or even the town supervisor, I'm not sure who they has. This is the waterfront revitalization
Program, yes. So this is the actual grant disbursement agreement.
Okay.
So this will allow us to go out and hire a consultant to do the plan. But we couldn't hire a consultant until the grant disbursement agreement was in place.
And is the county work, or this
The
is
county.
a joint effort?
Yeah, the SACPA is gonna help us meet the match requirement for this.
Okay,
County and the village.
okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to authorize the town supervisor to sign the West Phoenix Sewer District Agreement?
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
So we got everything ferreted out, everything's all good across the board with everything?
Just gotta cut them a check and we gotta get a letter out to the homeowners in the very near future, just so they
Okay.
know that they can get a bill from here on out from
West Phoenix, yeah.
From-
Or
from the-
Phoenix,
from
Village
the
of
Village of
Phoenix, right.
Phoenix,
Okay. Okay, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May a motion to create the full-time position of secretary to the highway superintendent with a salary of $34,034, probationary rate of $32,214, at 35 hours a week, working normal highway operational work hours.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? Okay, we had a lot of discussion on this. I disagree with the highway superintendent on this one. I think that our secretarial staff should be working normal business hours. That's all I have to say on that. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I am opposed. Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to appoint Douglas Beechel to the planning board with a term to expire December 31, 2027.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, no abstentions, motion carried. May I have a motion to appoint Frank O'Donnell to the Zoning Board of Appeals with a term to expire December 31st, 2027?
I'll move that.
Okay, sorry. Move it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'll second it.
Any discussion?
So, just thank both of those people for their service. I know they've been on there both years. So, we appreciate it. Or I appreciate it, sorry. Speak out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to accept the bid from Atlas Fence in the amount of $48,795 for a chain link fence installation at 8439 Smoky Hollow Road, Ballinsville, and utilize ARPA funds to pay for the fence installation.
I'll move it.
I will second that.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Opposed?
Any abstentions? Motion carried.
Wait a minute, I heard an oppose. Okay, thanks.
Mr. Rose. We're going to table motion K. Motion L, may I have a motion to set the bargaining unit employees' health and dental insurance, or non-bargaining unit employees' health and dental insurance contribution at 14% of the monthly premium for the year 2023.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion?
What was it last year, just out of curiosity?
13.
That's not bad.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to delete the paragraph titled Changes to in Premium Contributions in Section 70, Medical Insurance, page 700-9 of the Town of Lysander Employee Handbook.
I'll move it. I'll second it.
Okay, what this was something that was in the handbook as we were going through and looking at the interest rates. It put us we had to notify employees like 2 months in writing that there was going to be a rate increase, but we don't always know what the rate increases are going to be 2 months in advance. We just got them within the last probably 3-4 weeks, so I thought that we should delete that. And any of the employees that this affects, I make sure that they know that there's going to be an increase as soon as we find out what the increase is going to be. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. May I have a motion to declare the following item surplus from the Highway Department: an orange fabric desk chair, tag number 03891309, a high-back leather desk chair, tag number 1309, blue fabric desk chair, tag number 0835.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. So we added motion O. May I have a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign the CHA proposal for municipal consulting services with no rate increase to expire on 12/31/23.
I'll move it.
I'll second it.
Any discussion? These are for our engineering services. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carried. Okay. I don't see any reason to have a executive session tonight, so if nobody else, if everybody else agrees, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're adjourned at 7:35.